The problem with a lot of online marketing advice is that it doesn't usually come with context. So whether you're a course creator or a service provider, if following the advice of experts in the online marketing space has left you struggling with lead gen or sales, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Brittany. I'm a conversion copywriter and marketing strategist, and I'll reserve the word experts for those with PhDs and like 20 years of experience in their field, but I do specialize in creating nuanced, powerful messaging and copy that helps my clients blow their previous conversions out of the water. And I teach other copywriters and service providers how to build a premium business through streamlined systems and processes that serve high-end clients like I've been able to do in my own business. On one hand, online business is an incredible invention that has democratized the access to jobs and paychecks and people and education. And on the other hand, it's become a giant game of telephone with absolutely no regulation, a lot of loud voices, and a lot of unchecked, contextless information being hurled around the internet. And one of the marketing best practices that we get wrong on both ends of the spectrum is email marketing. Or more specifically, list building. So if you're a course creator or a coach, I'm about to save you from flopping your next launch. And if you're a service provider, I'm about to save you from hours of frustration and failed lead gen. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Email marketing is one of the most profitable strategies you can use in 2023. The ROI is wild, way better than anything you're going to get on social media, paid or organic. The purpose of building an email list is to build a large audience of the right leads on a platform that you own and control so that you can connect with them, engage with them, and promote and sell scalable offers. And we know that online, the best funnels convert at 1% to 3%. The best, most validated funnels convert at 1% to 3%. So when you are selling online, you need volume. List building equals volume. So if you're a course creator or you teach a group program, hold on to that thought for a minute. It's really important. We're coming back to it. If you are a service provider, you're likely selling a one-to-one offer. You're selling your time, your talent, your knowledge, your expertise. You cannot scale your time. You can scale a business by building an agency, but you cannot scale your time as a service provider. So you're not necessarily trying to sell to hundreds of people a year. So I want you to do a little exercise with me. Let's look at both business models, an online business, a course creator or a coach selling a scalable offer or program, and a service provider. Both businesses are trying to achieve $100 in revenue in 1 year. So not profit, not take home, but revenue. If a course creator wants to make $100,000 a year and they have a $500 course, they need 500 people to buy their $500 course in order to make $100,000 in revenue. Now let's say that course is the absolute perfect best offer for their people. They have the best copy, the best messaging, and it is converting at the top of conversions. It is converting at 3%. That means that they need to have 6,667 people on their email list, converting at 3% to get those 500 buyers. So you need to build a list of almost 7,000 people in order to make $100,000 a year at a $500 offer. Let's say you have a group program that's high touch with some support for $2,000. You only need to sell to 50 people to make $100,000 a year. Now that program is likely to convert closer to 1% because it's a higher end offer, might be a bit of a harder sell. So let's just go with 1% for this one. So we need to build a list of 5,000 people in order to get 50 buyers of a $2,000 offer to make $100,000 a year. Now, a service provider usually sells through sales calls. Somebody makes an inquiry, they get on a discovery call or a sales call, and then the service provider would send a proposal, they decide whether they want to sign a contract and move forward. And this is even more different than a sales call in a funnel where somebody comes in through a Facebook ad, goes on a webinar, goes through an email sequence, and then hops on a sales call. This is someone contacting you when they are actively looking for your service or they're seriously considering wanting to hire you. So they are reaching out at that moment where they're really interested in paying you for their service. They reach out to you. It's a really different ballgame. Those are going to convert much, much higher. I had trouble finding data around the average conversion rates, but I've always heard these types of sales calls convert around 30%. My students convert closer to 75%. My conversion rate is 87%. Let's go ahead and say that these sales calls will convert between 30% and 75%. And just to be safe, let's keep that on the lower side and go with that 30% number. If you're a service provider with a $2,000 offer, that means you have to serve 50 people a year to get to 100,000. That's going to be very, 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 very difficult to serve that many clients. If you're going to hit that volume to make that revenue, you likely have an agency model. You have a lot of people pumping out that work, which means you probably have budgets for ads. You're going to need to do list building anyway. That is not a solopreneur type of business model. So we're probably not hitting 100K with a $2,000 offer as a service provider with a solo business. Now, let's say you have a $5,000 offer. Well, that's still 20 people a year to hit a $100,000 business. That's a lot. You're turning around about a project every 2 weeks if you're only serving one client at a time. And that's like taking 1 week off for Thanksgiving, 1 week off for Christmas. That's exhausting. That's really not doable. But if you are doing that and you're converting your sales calls at 30%, then you only need 66 inquiries to come through the door in order to convert 20 clients with a $5,000 offer. Now, let's say you have a $10,000 offer. You only need to serve 10 clients a year to hit $100,000 in annual revenue. If you're converting your sales calls at 30%, that is only 33 inquiries coming in the door. If you're converting closer to 75%, that is only 13 inquiries in the door a year to book those 10 clients. The better you get at bringing in the right people, the better your services are for those people, the better you get at your sales calls, the higher your conversion rates are going to be. My conversion rate is 87%. Our average contract is between $15,000 and $20,000. So I know if I want to make between $150,000 a year and $200,000 a year on client work, I only need to serve 10 clients. That means I need about 12 inquiries coming in the door every single year. That's really doable for me. Okay, so it was a lot of nerdy math, but what I wanted you to hear out of all of that is that to sell an online program at scale, you need a lot of volume. To sell a service, you need a price that's probably a little higher than you think and way fewer inquiries in the door than you think. And yet, what ends up happening is we get it all backwards. Course creators and coaches, especially people who are moving from a brick and mortar or a one-on-one service, are told by people who are selling a program that teaches them to build an online course, interestingly enough, that building an online course or program will be the easiest money that they'll ever make, that this passive income is so easy and all they have to do is create an online course and the money will flow. Creating that program will be the easiest part of the process. The marketing is the hardest part. And if you create an offer and try to sell it before you have an audience, you will struggle. The best thing you can possibly do if you are transitioning from an in-person or a one-on-one business to an online business and a scalable offer is to build an audience through social media and build an email list. Always build an email list. Get people off of social media. Get them on your email list. Build that audience and then learn who they are, ask them what they need, and create the exact offer for them. Once you have that volume, create that offer for them and then sell them that offer. That is how you will have a productive launch. That is how you will start hitting those six-figure years and those six-figure launches. But if you start by creating that course and then go selling it to people, it will be an uphill battle. And then service providers with an online business hear online business teachers talking about list building, so they start list building not knowing why, without understanding that building your list takes time, money, software, creating a freebie, all of these things that are quite expensive and honestly unnecessary when you don't need a lot of people. You only need a few. More often than not, as a service provider, creating a freebie will be a complete waste of your time. Of course, that's not a blanket statement. That doesn't mean always. That doesn't mean it won't be right for you, but it does mean you should think critically about what lead gen looks like for you. It does mean you should question about whether that's right for you or not. It does mean you should question about whether that advice is for someone with a scalable offer or a service provider. And if you have a freebie and you are list building, ask yourself, is this working for you? I can tell you I've been doing this for 4 years and have pretty consistently stayed booked, and I've never once had a single client come in through our doors from my email list. I build an email list for scalable offers and for the group program that I teach for copywriters. So here's the truth when it comes to building a profitable email list, selling programs online, and booking clients online. List building can be challenging and slow if you do it organically. If you create the right irresistible lead magnet or even low ticket offer, and you mention it enough places, enough times, you might see 1 to 2 people trickle in on your email list every single day, which is a pretty good feeling. Then every time you write an email, you might see 5 to 10 people unsubscribe. That's totally normal. Now, if you can get involved in some large list building efforts organically, like a list swap collaboration or a summit, something like that, you're going to see some incremental growth much faster. Or if you invest in ads, you're definitely going to see your list grow much faster over a shorter period of time. If you want to sell a scalable offer like an online course or a group program, build your audience first, find out what they need, create the offer, and sell it to them. Creating it will be the easiest part, marketing it will be the hardest, but it is so worth it. And it is such a wonderful opportunity that we have in front of us. I help my clients make millions doing this every year. I think it is incredible, especially when done right. If you are a service provider and you do not want to build an agency and you don't want to go for volume, and you want to stop doing low cost work for client after client after client, stop your list building efforts. Dare I say even stop social media? That's another conversation for another day. But focus on quality over quantity. Continue to get in front of the right people and make your inquiry form on your website your call to action, not your freebie. Connect with people in your niche, ask for referrals, build authority and expertise so that your name is a name that gets dropped every single time your niche is brought up in the room and somebody needs a copywriter or that service, that thing that you do so well. All right, friends, I hope this was helpful. I hope this was a little more encouraging than discouraging, whether you are trying to sell an online course, whether you're trying to book clients. Now, hopefully you have a little more clarity over what an email list could and should be used for. If this was helpful, make sure that you hit that subscribe and then hit that little bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. And if you're a service provider, you're going to want to stick around because over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be talking more about premium client lead gen for copywriters and for service providers. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.